fit in. Whoa, way. I basically just walked around Florida in one of those sweatsuits. You know what I'm talking about? Matching top, yeah.
We're really live?
Oh.
Sweet.
I tell you what, Seinfeld really does nail it.
Yes, Seinfeld.
Seinfeld nails the Florida experience.
Well, you were in West Florida, right?
Yeah.
That's Retirementsville, isn't
yeah,
it?
we were down in Fort Myers, southwest.
Isn't that all Midwestern retirees?
Well, and New Yorkers.
I thought they were on the other side. Is it New York on? Well, they're both sides, or
They're on the east side, and then everybody else is on the west side.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
the golf side. Hey, anyway, welcome in, friendos. How you doing? It is a
Hey,
balmy
I'm frozen.
February 2nd.
I
It's
cannot
freezing.
warm up.
Groundhog's Day.
It is.
Groundhog's Day.
Hey, my sister's birthday.
Is it today? Groundhog's Day
It
is
is.
today?
Feb
Yeah.
2?
February 2nd.
Wait, what's his name?
Puxatawny Phil.
Puxatawny.
How does that work?
He saw his shadow.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
No one knows.
And who cares what that?
Do you want it to
They
see
got some
Shadow?
dude in a top hat with a cane that knows how to like listen to him or something. I don't know.
So does that mean winter is longer, or is
Six more weeks of
that
winter.
6 more weeks of winter?
Yeah.
Why would that be? You would think that if it was cloudy and gross,
Yeah.
that would mean more winter. Whereas
Right.
sunny, it's like,
it's the opposite of what you would expect.
Right.
But-
And why do we care what that jerk thinks? The stupid groundhog. It's probably. It's not
I
even-
don't
Yeah.
care, but
But why do we? Why do we?
it's
Still,
such a weird thing.
tradition. Yeah.
It's weird that every kids
Oh,
is
in
Julie
school.
teaching lessons
Well-
on. No, they don't have school.
Well, I remember in school.
yeah,
like,
you have you talk about Groundhog's Day. It's like
Yeah.
there's lessons.
It's
you have
like it's a-
worksheets.
It's like it's a national holiday.
It is. It's a holiday. It's on the calendar.
It
Like
is a
if you
national
buy a
holiday,
calendar,
right?
it says Groundhog's Day on it.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like a federal,
We should get it
the day off.
We should. Well, but the thing is, too, and now it's the term Groundhog's Day is actually like a meaning for something because of
Because the movie.
because of Bill Murray.
Something that happens over and over and over and
again.
over and over.
It like has now take
A different meaning.
different meaning. Yeah. But so if it's cloudy, then how long is winter?
I don't know.
5.
5 weeks?
5 weeks.
4 weeks?
1.
1 day?
And also, it's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Which is
And
cloudy there most of the time.
yeah. But how's their winter season compared to like ours? Compared to
Like in terms of
California?
the weather.
Or yeah,
I don't know.
right? We're talking different climates here.
Yeah.
But are they the same?
Who's this groundhog that thinks he can predict the weather for everybody?
I didn't know Greg was so against Groundhog's Day.
Is it a varmint?
I
It
think
is.
so.
Not a rodent, right?
It's a rodent, varmint. What's the difference besides the spelling?
I don't know.
Are we on here?
We're live.
This is-
We've been going
I mean,
for a little while.
You can't get this type of groundhog coverage anywhere else.
I do like Groundhog's Day, the movie, though.
It is good.
On AMC, they had a commercial for it, and it just was like the same 10 seconds, like same 5 seconds over and over again.
It's funny.
It was pretty good.
Was Adam Sandler's 10 Dates or whatever that movie? What's going on here?
Andy likes
I'm
to
taller
sit
than
up.
you.
Is that the same?
Yeah,
You bring a recliner.
I'm taller than
It's on
you.
vacation mode.
Is that the same? Basically the same movie? Isn't that
No,
the deal?
50 First Dates?
Yeah, 50 First Dates.
No, that's different because she's the only one who's experiencing
Oh,
because she has lost a short-term memory. So every day she wakes up, she doesn't remember anything.
and he's got to repeat the date or whatever. Gotcha.
Right.
What am I doing here?
What are you doing
I
here,
don't
Greg?
know. I'm trying to find. I can't even navigate Facebook. There we are. Hey, look at there I am.
You need me to say
Every
it
time.
multiple times. So you
All
just
right.
got back from Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Where in Florida?
We were in Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
At a house or a resort or
Yeah, so my parents have a place
Motel?
Yeah, they have a place in Colonial Country Club is the name of it. So
they have like a winter place.
Sounds old.
yeah,
Okay.
they just rent it. They just rent it, but they've been going down there for a number of years.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like a timeshare.
It's like a compound, is what it is.
Compound.
They have walls.
In a gated
They have
community.
gates. They have gates. They have walls.
They don't want to let the riffraff in.
They there's no question about it. We saw like 2 other kids, and they were with those kids were with their grandparents, and then nobody, our age. And yeah, so
Nobody our age can afford it, probably,
probably not. Yeah,
unless you're a tech billionaire.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tried to get on the golf course, but couldn't even do that. There was like no openings whatsoever. So it was nice. I tell you what, the
Was that
weather was super
disappointing?
nice. I mean, a little bit.
Do you bring
but
your
it's-
own clubs?
No. I
Okay.
wouldn't just no.
You can golf
to-
with somebody else's clubs.
I don't know.
See, I
I
suck
can
at-
barely golf with mine.
I suck at golf, and I don't like golfing with somebody else's clubs. Not that it would make any bit of
Exactly.
difference.
That's a
Right.
pretty big flex. The guys that do like the, travel with their own golf clubs. You see them getting off the plane. It's like you're not a professional.
I
Just
know.
what do you need? You're a sales guy.
Yeah.
Just go.
When my brother and I went down to Hilton Head 2 years in a row, right before I got the job here at Northridge, we both brought our own clubs just because we're going to do a week of golf. That
Yeah.
seemed like it made more
that-
sense.
South Carolina, where is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to golf Harbortown.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
Why'd you quit golf?
Because I'm terrible. And by the way, at dinner last night, Greg and I had hung out for dinner at the new Our Social.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
I thought you were still out of town until I
okay.
saw Cam come in for youth.
Anyway,
He said he would be interested in golfing this summer.
who's he?
I said I'd go golf.
He said he'd go golfing this summer.
Wow.
Right?
I'm letting Kim know about this.
I'll
You
go
can't turn him down. He's like the
No,
nicest
yeah.
person ever.
Yeah, but he's like better than all of us
Well, like, I
combined.
know that's fine. Somebody-
No,
we'll just-
I want to go with somebody who stinks.
You haven't seen me golf.
So
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You
don't
could
know how
be
to-
really good.
Maybe. I'm
That's
not,
true.
but maybe.
What are the chances?
Depends how many windmills and clowns are on this course. No? None?
So you were down
yeah, I just went down for the week, a couple
Fort
days.
Myers.
Fort
Just a
Myers.
couple days?
Well, we left Friday, came back Tuesday. Quick trip.
Yeah.
My mom's birthday, so we surprised her. She didn't know we were coming.
Sweet.
And we went to Siesta Beach. I don't know if you've been there. Basically
Sounds relaxing.
Fort Myers Beach.
Sounds sleepy.
Sounds like the most relaxing beach
Took a lot.
place of all time.
You're required to take a nap. Fort Myers Beach is basically gone because of the hurricane. There's nothing
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah, you can't even. You can't go in the water.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It takes a while for that. The water's going to be gross for a long time.
Right. So this was a beach close by. It was beautiful. It was 85. I mean, honestly, it was nice. It really was nice. But yeah, it's just a different. Why do you feel less holy when you're in a warm place? What is that?
I don't. I feel whole when I'm
I don't know.
in Hawaii.
I just didn't expect that.
I feel
know.
complete.
Why do I feel
Pretty
like
bold.
I should be suffering more? Like when you're down there and you're
Because
like,
that's the I don't know what it is.
What is
That's
that?
that's the Calvinist in you. That's what it is.
Not deprived enough. Depraved.
Depraved.
yeah,
You
I
got
don't know.
Deprived of depravity.
Exactly.
When you're down in Florida.
I keep
So you
telling
feel
myself, you know
guilty.
what? Jesus lived in a desert. He liked the warm weather too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But it gets cold at night.
Yeah, that's true. It does get cold. I don't know. You just feel like this is really nice down here. Should I?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing to me. It's the same thing of you not feeling like you should ever go out and buy a Jeep Wrangler because the guilt factor.
I know that's
It's probably the similar thing. Where
It's not Calvinism.
We're
It's-
up here
it's
suffering.
Catholicism. It's the 8 years of Catholic school. It is.
Well, go talk to a priest, unload what you need to unload, and be done with it.
What time's
Move on.
confessional,
Yeah.
Greg? Could I?
Probably, you should have grown up in
His office, Andy's office, is like a confessional. It's
Yeah.
all dark and
If you go in the
small.
office next to him, you cut out a little hole in the wall.
Exactly.
Yeah. You should have. Too bad you didn't grow up in. Maybe I shouldn't say a different church in that Brooklyn Park area, where it's like, get all you can get and be good with it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Then
Yeah.
Definitely would have been flowing Sun Country then, would we have?
No,
definitely.
first class on Delta or whatever. I don't know.
Business class.
Not right next to the bathroom, which again,
And
okay.
you wouldn't have had to travel with your own golf clubs because you'd have another set wherever
Yeah,
you're
you
going.
used to have a custom set
That's true.
built for you right
Yeah.
when you land.
Yep.
I almost took some photos for you though, Greg, at the airport, but then I figured they might get me arrested. There were a lot of people wearing the pajamas.
Really?
through the airport.
Grown men?
Yeah. Well, not grown men. I
See,
didn't see any
that's
grown
what
That's
men.
different.
Okay. I
If
didn't
kids
see-
are doing it,
kids,
kids.
that's
It's more
fine.
kids. It's more like teenage girls.
But if you have a grown man doing it with the neck pillow,
Oh, yeah. Just walking around
Walking
everywhere
around with the neck pillow on.
his PJs.
that drives me
Little
nuts
binky.
more than stupid pajama pants.
Yeah, the neck pillow.
Sorry, everybody out there. I'm
Every
sorry, not sorry.
You're a bad traveler.
yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't see any grown
the
men.
neck pillow's funny, but I'm more okay with that than the pajama pants. It's just weird, man. I do get weirded out by like even kids' pajama day at school. They get so excited. I'm like, it's just gross. Like, put some clothes on.
What if they were fresh pajamas?
I don't
When
know.
They just wear
No.
shorts.
Most
Most
no.
of them just woke up and went to school.
Yes, my kids get. That's the most excited that they get is like, I'll put the pajamas on at night. Like, I don't have to get dressed anymore. I'm already ready for the morning. Like, no, that's disgusting.
With bedhead and
Yeah,
bad breath.
I don't feel like the teachers do.
they still got to brush their teeth.
The teachers are supposed to do pajama day too.
They're supposed to wear their pajamas.
I
Does
feel like some
Julie
of them
wear
cheat.
pajamas
I feel
on
like
the-
she cheats.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I was a teacher, I'm like,
I feel like that's
sorry.
cheating.
I sleep in these shorts.
Yeah, you're supposed to set the example.
I
That's
wouldn't
not
use it
what- yeah.
as an excuse to wear shorts, though, as a teacher. I could wear my basketball, running shorts, whatever you call those shorts.
There you go.
Yeah.
Remember when I was a kid, you'd always just been changing your pajamas before you go to bed, and I watched Back to the Future, and Michael J. Fox falls asleep in his jeans and his button-down shirt, just pulls his what are those things called, suspenders, just
Yeah.
off, and then he kind of lands flat on his face and falls asleep. I'm like, I can't wait to grow up. I can fall asleep in my clothes
Yeah.
like that.
I could have cookies for dinner, and I could fall asleep in my pants.
Okay, so you think my theory of living in a warm place makes you not doesn't okay.
It doesn't affect me. Like every
No.
time I go to Hawaii, I feel more spiritual.
So somebody
Never
says
did to
Closer to
myself.
God.
somebody says I'm gonna head off to I don't know North Russia to become a missionary, and somebody else says I'm heading to Bermuda. Don't you look at one of them a little different and go,
Yeah.
You seem less spiritual. You're going to Bermuda.
I just think they're
I had
judgmental.
What?
I said, I just think those people are judgmental.
No, I just knew these guys that were like really big surfers, and they went to plant a church in Oceanside, like from our church, which wasn't necessarily far from the beach, but still, they went to. I'm like, you just want to live on the beach.
Yeah.
It's just an excuse to have that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I've-
can go be a missionary in Hawaii.
5 years in, it's like still, and we're still getting settled
Yeah,
in and
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to build relationships with people.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
It was, they had a house church. That's it. And it was like their families and one friend. I don't know.
That might be
It
a
happens.
cult.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Some,
now
of some of the furthest unreached people groups are in warm climates. Like,
Because missionaries don't
Yeah.
feel spiritual enough to go there.
because they got to go to Alaska instead
Yeah,
of
it's not-
Hawaii.
Yeah. I can't go suffer.
Yeah.
On
I wonder if they
the
get less
beaches
support.
of-
Do you think they get less support?
I don't know. I think it's probably based on the person themselves.
Might be.
Tell you what, they should get more visitors, more mission trips going. Yeah, or come visit you.
You'd think, but I couldn't get myself to go to the Molokai trip this year.
Yeah.
I was planning on it, but
Molokai.
Hawaii.
That's
there's a
because you
trip
wanted
here?
to go
Yeah,
vacation in Hawaii. That's why.
Right, yeah. Well, I was going to
Oh,
do
is that
a
where
week,
Joe is?
Joe Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isaiah Connection.
Forgot.
I was
You're
going to
gonna
do a
try to
week on the
Yeah.
Isaiah Connection mission trip and then just hop over to Oahu and do a week vacation. But,
Didn't work out, huh?
no. No, I was going to do Korea this year, and that didn't work out, so we're going to push that off another year. And
Hopefully they don't get invaded by the North before that.
hopefully.
No, that would be bad.
Or you're going to North Korea, right?
Well, I'd
Is
like
that
to
where
go to the DMZ.
Just walk right over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it's pretty interesting.
Kim Jong.
You can go into this little building that's like right at the halfway point. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be
well
interesting.
guarded.
It is. They got guns pointed at everybody like the whole time. It's like,
But do they have a groundhog that predicts the weather?
That's true. Yeah.
no, they have
a
this
weather
little
predicting
Asian
rodent.
baby that never grows old.
You shouldn't be FaceTiming from there like you did at Pearl Harbor. You might get more
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah.
You might get more trouble.
The last
Forgot
Boy
about that.
Scout there. What the heck? It's not like I was. It's not like there's any like military. See, it's just so people who didn't pay for it can't see it. That's all. And I didn't pay for it either. I did the free trip over there.
I see what you mean.
I don't know why they
So they think you're bootlegging like
a
videos.
virtual trip,
A
a virtual tour.
Yeah.
Tour.
You should
Although
start
I think
virtual
all you
tourism
saw was
company.
the ocean behind me, right? I was pretty close. I mean, I think I went like this.
No, you were showing me all around. You were showing me like names and places and monuments and
Yeah, I didn't do
yeah.
much.
I didn't see much.
Yeah. I think I just turned around and
Yeah.
did this. But everything, when I was doing the FaceTime, it was just the ocean behind
Yeah.
me.
Who's that guy that does all the travel?
Anthony Bourdain.
No, well, him too. But there's the guy that
He doesn't do it anymore, though.
It's like, well, that's true. I think he retired in many ways. Did he pass away?
That's one way of saying
Yeah.
he
Did
died.
Did he
yeah.
okay. Yeah, okay. I thought he did.
He actually
I forgot the guy's name.
He
There
committed
was
suicide.
Rand, not the Rand McNally because that's a map, but
What are you talking about?
there's a guy who does all the tours. Like you can watch his tapes and everything.
Tapes?
Yeah, tapes.
What? You were spending way too much time on this. Were you watching VHS movies?
This was at the
I'm gonna
retirement.
find it.
This is at the retirement
Yeah,
place down
exactly,
in Florida where they don't
exactly.
have
Who's
the
this?
internet.
They don't know, right?
Who's the travel guy?
There's a
Who does
travel
tours?
guy. I'll find it and get it to you. I can't.
Not the guy who tours fancy houses.
Somebody maybe.
Robin Leach.
Maybe one or two people.
No.
No,
it's
Nobody
me.
knows what you're
Hello.
talking about.
no it's true. Somebody's
No.
gonna know.
We're all on Facebook. We might have that demographic. The
There is a
older
travel
folks.
guy who sends out travel books and videos.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have to go anywhere then. You just
No,
watch his.
But I think Andy could do that.
yeah.
He could like narrate it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
That could be your niche, getting into all the areas that you're not supposed to bring video cameras in. And just-
Get some like little spy cams in your
Right.
collar.
My
your
buddy used to be a-
glasses.
I say you start with Area 51.
Get the Google
yeah,
glasses.
Start down
I'd
there.
love to do that.
Yeah. You can walk right in there, right?
What I'm gonna Google that, see if I can find that guy's name. But while I do that, what's been the most standout thing that you guys have seen the last couple of weeks? It's been like a month since
I know. I
we've
feel
only
like we
been
do
doing
this
like once a
now.
month. Yeah, once in December, once in January,
See, I thought I got
once in February.
thought
Most
I got-
standout thing.
I think I got removed. I didn't hear anything about the podcast.
No,
I
me
got-
neither. Yeah.
I got fired.
Well, we were at a
Yeah, where'd you guys
seminar thing last week.
go? How was it?
It was good.
What was
It was
it?
good. It was just an evangelism. What's that organization?
Transform Minnesota.
Yeah, but what was the guy that Steiger? You know, Steiger International.
Steger?
Steiger.
Hmm.
Steiger.
Steiger.
Steiger. Steiger.
Greg
Steiger.
Stager, the basketball announcer.
No,
No.
I don't know. Anyway, it was
Where
good.
was it?
I don't know. Somewhere in Golden Valley. What was
Oh,
that
okay.
church? Calvary something? Lutheran?
Yeah,
Calvary
Lutheran Golden Valley Church.
You guys went?
Yeah, most of the staff.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. It's good.
Most standout thing. It's like spiritually or just
Rick Steves.
There it is. Rick Steves tour. Yes.
You watched this?
Rick
looks-
Steves.
This is what
This guy is super famous. I
Really?
promise
I've never
you,
heard of the
yes.
dude.
I'm telling you. Rick Steves.
Got two first names.
Can't trust somebody with two first names.
Well, technically
Ruth
three,
Chris's.
because he's Steves.
I
Multiple.
want to see Rick Steves go to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Ruth's Chris. Rick Steves, Ruth's Chris.
I'm Rick Steves at Ruth's Chris.
in
He's
what
doing
city?
a tour guide there. See? This could be your niche.
Well,
This
I've
guy's
never
not,
someone already has it.
heard
yeah,
of
this
this guy.
this guy's not going to the DMZ.
Nah, he wouldn't.
You never heard of Rick Steves?
No, I
Never.
haven't.
Not in my entire
Man, I
life.
wish we had more listeners because they would definitely support me.
But it's
Never
it's
heard of
just Rick Steve though, right?
Or maybe it is.
Or it is Steve's.
So the most standout thing I have.
Got you on that one.
Where is this? Most standout thing of the last couple weeks. I can't even think of one standout.
January. Well, since we did it last time, it was about the second week in January.
I
Last
know.
month, over the last month.
I don't even remember. I don't remember this last month.
Yeah.
It's
There's
kinda-
not much
January
to
seemed
remember.
like it went.
it went quick, man.
See, for me, I thought it was
Oh,
long.
that was
Really?
brutal.
Yeah.
The month went by quick to me.
What about you, Mike?
busy.
Anything stand out to you in
Well, the thing that
Florida?
stands out to me, well, the thing that came
You
to
see any
mind.
manatees?
We did.
Yeah.
Went to the Manatee Park.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Manatee.
Went looking for manatees.
What are the
didn't you?
chances we're going to see some manatees?
Exactly.
The Manatee Park.
There they are, right there.
Yeah.
Lined up for us.
Sea cow.
Yep.
See any Crocs?
We did.
Gators?
Yeah,
they
right
had,
outside.
They had
our-
one right outside there.
Oh yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
saw that
right
picture.
outside our window.
Yeah. So whoa.
Yeah.
The most standout thing I've seen is do you have a vegetarian daughter? Is that what's happening?
No.
She had an Impossible Burger.
I know. I don't know what was up with that. Yeah.
Did she like it?
Yeah.
She said she did, and I tried it, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll admit it was.
Yeah, it's just all seasoning.
It's basically black beans, right? And
Did it taste like a burger?
it tastes smoky.
Did it taste like meat? Yeah, exactly.
No, but they infuse the smokiness of
Yeah.
you would get in a burger, so you got that.
Okay. Texture wise?
Texture wise, it's a little more mushy.
Mushy.
Sodium.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
my mom said we're funny. Thanks, Mom.
Does Mom know Rick Steves?
Probably not. She might. My mom watches a lot of stuff. I don't know if she's ever heard of Rick Steves' Travel Channel. Travel.
Never heard of the guy.
Show.
Wow, I opened you guys up to a whole new world. Now you have something to do tonight.
Uh,
Well, this is going to be maybe a little personal note. Most outstanding thing was Josie was very, very frightened to fly. In fact, she was supposed to go on a trip this fall with Julie as like
She's
a girls'
never
trip.
flown?
She has, but it's been a number of years, and she's somehow developed this fear. And so we were trying to talk her through it, and she was really nervous about going. We prayed a lot about it, and she prayed a lot about it. And honestly, about a week before we left, she said, "My fear is no longer here. The
Awesome.
Lord has answered my prayers." And it was not at all frightened. Both
never
flights
said
back-
anything about it?
No, except that she never wants to drive anywhere again. She realizes
Just wants to fly.
Exactly.
It's so much easier. It's
like-
faster.
Right, exactly. She really, because she has been reading these books called Heroes of the Faith, and they're these stories on different, mainly missionaries, and she's been
In
praying.
warm places.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are. Yeah, a lot of them are. She just got through with Jim Elliott and Nate Saint. They were in Ecuador. So she's been praying a lot about if that's something that the Lord would want her to do, is be a missionary. And she's like, how could I be a missionary if I can't get on an airplane? So she's thinking a little bit further ahead than she probably needs to. But so no, that was really, honestly, it was an answer to prayer, because I think we all have fears. And when you get an answer to your prayer as far as overcoming that fear, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
It
That's
really
pretty cool.
is. It was neat. It was neat to see that, because
cool.
it was it had prevented her from doing some things, and like I said in the past, that we ended up having to sell her ticket or get a credit or whatever, because there's always this balance as a parent. It's like you want to
Just
push
leave her
them.
home.
Home alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, could have made millions on
All right.
this.
Have fun. Take care of
Right.
Remy.
You always want to push your
You
kids.
think
You
she
also
could have
wanna
lasted?
Traumatize them.
How many days do you think she could have lasted by herself?
Way longer than my kids.
Probably. Yeah.
His kids are like, they make their kids do a lot of stuff, like their own laundry.
Do they-
Let's say this: she would have lasted longer than the dog, because she would have forgot to feed the dog, and the dog would have probably, but she would have remembered, probably to feed herself.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's cool. What about you, Greg?
yeah, Greg.
I don't remember. I had something and I forgot. Most remarkable thing.
I watched Wakanda Forever last night. Came up
you
on
like it?
Disney Plus. It was okay.
Yeah.
They sort of copied Aquaman with the underwater scene, which I still don't understand. Whales in the deep, deep, deep. Why are they using whales? Because whales need to breathe air. I don't see any of them
But
contraptions like breathing
Whales
apparatus on
can
the
dive
whale.
very deep, though.
They can, but they're riding whales down in like the depths of the ocean, like they're
Have you seen it?
No,
Are you
Spoiler
gonna?
alert.
I don't know.
I'm not
Should
spoiling anything really.
I? Yeah.
Use a whale shark. Use sharks. I mean, it'd be more impressive that they could tame a shark than
No, but that character in that group are old Marvel characters, right?
yeah, Namor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And maybe
much about
the whales
comics,
are in the comic books,
Yeah.
but it's like,
Maybe
people
Stan
back then
Lee
were
thought
dumb. They
whales
didn't
could
know
go
that
a lot-
whales couldn't breathe underwater.
Maybe Stan Lee's not a marine biologist. He's just a comic strip writer.
Yeah. But they did the same thing in Aquaman. They're like riding.
Is Aquaman DC?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like riding in chariots behind humpback whales.
Is
Yeah.
Marvel
In the city of-
Wakanda DC?
No,
It's
Wakanda
Marvel.
is Marvel.
Oh,
But anyway,
but that was the most outstanding thing you saw was
No,
somebody
no.
riding a whale.
no. It's a whale breathing underwater.
Yeah.
No.
I liked it. I mean, it was, but Black Panther is, like I was telling Andy last night, is my favorite Marvel.
I thought
movie in
the
Asher, so
tribute
we
at
saw-
the end was even
Yeah,
better
that
than the
was
one at the
better.
beginning.
Yeah, there were a few.
Because my brother was like,
They layered a few of them in there.
right off the
But
bat, they give a nice tribute to, what's his face?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman at the
He
beginning.
died, by the way.
Like in real life, not in the movie.
You know that?
No,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not a Marvel guy.
the actor that
42. Did you ever
Oh,
see
yeah.
Jackie
42?
Robinson in
Oh,
42.
The
that
guy who
guy
played
died?
Jackie Robinson.
He
Yeah,
was
he
the Black
passed away.
Panther.
He had cancer.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, he was
right
like,
during the
Oh,
beginning
he's
of the
young.
pandemic, right?
Couldn't have
he's like
been
40.
Yeah, he was like 40.
He's like our
or
age.
40 or 41 or
Oh.
something.
Well,
he's
not Greg's age.
quite
He's
a bit younger.
Yeah.
quite a bit older than
Yeah,
me.
he could have been Greg's kid.
Quite a bit younger than you, Andy.
I thought. Can I change my answer? Most outstanding thing I saw is currently Andy's shirt is the most outstanding thing I saw last week. If you can watch
that.
this, I
Yeah.
mean, this thing is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
stepped
Is that
right out of a
velvet?
magazine.
Looks velvety.
It's not velvet. It's like flannel.
If it were socially acceptable, I'd dress in nothing but velvet. George Costanza. Seinfeld.
I've never heard of it.
So it's the most
Have you-
outstanding thing.
What about
Did you like
Greg?
that AI, that article, that AI is writing an unending Seinfeld episode of Seinfeld?
I just looked at it.
Never
Said
ending?
that AI is writing an unending, and I didn't like read.
Never
I
ending
didn't read the
episode of
article.
Seinfeld. I didn't read the article either. Why would I read it? I just saw that headline and thought it must be true.
The most outstanding thing I've seen in the last month is this new show on HBO called The Last of Us, and it's based on a video game that I played, both of them, and it's one of my favorite video games I've ever played. It's really like playing a cinematic experience, and you're watching this amazingly well done, well written, well voice acted video game, but you're watching it and you're playing it at the same time. It's like you're participating in this movie. But now they made a live action one. The guy who plays the Mandalorian, his name is Pedro Pascal. He's the lead character in this, and it is about a zombie outbreak. But
And he's been typecast, you said.
because it's. I mean, what's Mandalorian? He's taking the child, Baby Yoda, from one
He
place,
kidnapped
point A
a
to point
young-
B, and he's doing the same thing in The Last of Us, taking this young girl from point A to point B. But he doesn't wear a mask. They even changed it in the game. When they go into certain areas, they put on these gas masks to keep from breathing in the air. But the adaptation to the live action, they just said we don't want to keep them covered for any part of the movie, so we're getting rid of that aspect of it.
Is it new? Is this like a first season or?
They have 3 episodes.
Okay.
And it's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. Even this most recent episode, which had very little to do with zombies and stuff.
Why do you like it?
It's really well done, really well acted.
Okay.
Great characters, the world building, the intensity of.
And you played the video game?
Yeah.
So
I've
it's a
played
little
both
bit
of them.
connection to your nostalgic.
There's
a
some
little bit?
nostalgia because I played the video
Yeah.
game. In fact, I started playing the video game over again because after watching the first couple episodes, I'm like, oh, it reminds me. And they did a lot of the same stuff, like a lot of the dialogue right from the video game, the shots right from the video game. And
That's cool.
notoriously, movies, nobody's been able to make a really good movie adaptation from a video game. They've all been pretty bad.
Mario Brothers, Super Mario
Oh, that's
Brothers.
coming out. Is that coming out?
See, I'll have that connection.
Well, they have the original
like You have
ones.
this connection, I'll have that connection.
They have the original ones, but then they have a new one with Chris Pratt
Wreck-It
voicing
Ralph?
Mario. Wreck-It Ralph was not a video game.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Jack Black,
No.
Chris Pratt, and who else is in there?
I don't remember. But Sonic with Jim Carrey wasn't very
Yeah,
good.
That was very
The
good.
first one was entertaining.
Yeah.
It,
They made 2.
yeah, they
Wow.
did. Yep. Yeah, they made a second.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. We saw it because Evan had a birthday party at St. Michael Movie Theater, by the way. It's a good deal for
Yes, it
kids birthday parties, but
I like
and that, but you just don't know. You kind of have to hope that you can't plan it with like a certain movie in mind. Like the movie has to be playing. You know what I mean? Like they won't,
at the time
they won't
that
hold it. They won't hold one, or you can't do like if it's out of the theater, it's gone. Pick a different one. So you kind of
Sure.
It depends on what's playing at the time.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
Sonic just happened to be playing when he wanted to do it, and it was like sweet.
There
I
is
thought it
a
was
Mario
funny.
Brothers movie coming out, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Chris Pratt.
Oh,
We
We
just
just
said that.
talked about that.
okay.
A second
Well,
ago.
I'm from.
What about you, Greg? The most
Still thinking about
standout
Rick
thing for you?
Steves.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with. I saw it last night, but it reminds me of my one child's remarkable ability to do whatever he feels like doing boldly and confidently,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
no embarrassment whatsoever. Because when I came to pick up my kids from Kid Quest and youth group last night, Evan was wearing just his long john underwear. He's just wearing his.
He thought it was pajama day.
No, I picked him. I went to get him. I turned the corner and look in the great room, and he's just wearing. I'm like, dude, where are your clothes? They're like, they're in your office. Like,
Duh.
as if, duh,
Duh,
they
Dad.
should be in your office. I didn't post this picture because I didn't want it to spare him. I didn't want him to have any embarrassment, possibly later.
I don't know if he'd ever be embarrassed.
If he wasn't embarrassed at the time.
He wasn't, but here, yeah, he's got his hat and his shoes on, but he's just wearing his long john, his base layer. At least it does kind of look like PJs,
It
but
does.
it's like,
Yeah.
but everyone knows what it is. It's like, I'm like, dude, you're wearing your underwear. This is not underwear. It's like, yes, it's long underwear.
Where did the pants? So was that the shirt he had on? He
Shirt
just ditched
and
the
pants.
Did he ditch the shirt too? Is that the shirt he wore with the pants? And then just,
That's both. That's long underwear, shirt
Okay.
and pants. And he had another T-shirt over
the hat on.
shirt.
Yeah.
but he has his hat and his shoes.
It's like he's
But it
ready
was just
to-
funny because I'm like, dude, this is not how I dropped you off. Where are your clothes? Like he took off his sweatpants and his T-shirt.
Well, I was hot, Dad. I was hot.
He didn't really give me a reason. He didn't say I was too hot.
That's funny.
He just liked the look. I think he thought he looked like he was cool with all silver on or
yeah.
something. But then it just reminds me that kid, he lives life the way he wants to live life. And he does it. He doesn't really care what anyone thinks, much less his parents. And he's going to do what he's going to do. And I say this often, though, but I think I'm a little jealous at how he lives his life because,
YOLO.
yeah, well, it's not just YOLO. It's just he doesn't care. And that's gotten him in trouble. But for the most part, it just makes him live life, do things what he wants to do. I mean, this is not,
I know what you mean.
It looks
Not-
like he's wearing PJs. It's
Yeah.
not like he's running around in tighty whities and, no shirt or something. But
he's not wringing his hands at night wondering if what so and so thinks about him.
not really.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There
There's
have been a
there's
few
freedom in-
occasions.
there's
I mean,
freedom
he's
in
a
that.
kid, yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he lives life very freely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's just, hey, I think this is cool, and I'm going to do it. So, where I don't know. Most of us, we probably numerous times throughout the day, we think like, oh man, I wonder if I
So
can't
did you
say
scold?
this, I can't do that.
Did you scold the leader then for like saying, "Why is my kid in his underwear?"
Yeah.
Where were
Yeah.
you, leader?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. They have
mean-
no. They
It's zero control.
They laugh
over
at
it.
him. He's the kid, He's not your kid. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were a lot of people laughing last night when I was like, dude, why are you running around here in your underwear?
He's in fifth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Fifth grade? I can understand that from like a second or third grader.
No, but see, that's how he lives
But a
his life.
fifth
It's like, I'm just like a little kid. He's perpetual, like, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. When I drop him off at school, it's at middle school, fifth grade, there's eighth graders there. Like, that's a big span of maturity or, age range. And doesn't care. He gets out, he does like little dance moves. He does something funny, says something funny to me. Has to say bye to Riley, usually in the back seat. Sometimes I have the dog, and He does like little dance moves, and does his thing.
Now, when you get home from work, do you immediately take your pants off? Is this like a learned behavior?
No, it's not learned behavior. Not at all.
Like the dad from the Goldbergs?
No,
You ever watch that
never
show?
watched that.
Oh.
No. Is that Steve guy? Is he on that show?
It's
What's
the
his
guy.
name? Andy Steve. What's his name?
No, it's
was
Jeff Garland. Jeff Garland. He's in Arrested Development. Or no, he's in Curb.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Yeah. So basically, the Goldbergs is like our Wonder Years.
Oh, it's
our Wonder Years.
Well, now they have that '90s show.
Right. Oh, they do.
Yeah, have you seen that on Netflix?
I've not watched it.
It's like the same
seen
parents.
Red and
what's the mom?
But now they're grandparents?
I don't know. I didn't watch
They're
it
not.
enough.
They can't be parents.
I watched
again.
like 2 minutes of it. It was like, yeah, I'm out. I didn't even really watch that '70s show. I mean,
yeah.
I watched it a little bit, but
No, this is more '80s. So this takes place in the
yeah,
80s.
no, I know what it is
Yeah.
now. Yeah, but when you first said it, I was thinking of an animated show, but I know what you mean.
So anyway, he comes home every time he comes home. He says, "I'm home." Takes his pants off. I'm gonna watch TV. Leave me alone.
Nope, that sounds like Evan. Evan might be this guy reincarnated, because that's pretty much what he does. He doesn't take off his pants, but he drops his stuff. He goes directly to the couch, recliner, blanket up to his neck. He's got the remote under there. Starts turning on. Dad, I need the YouTube password. Like, no, you don't. Find something else.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So Matt preached on Sunday.
You did?
Did you leave worship?
I was. We had the overseer retreat that
Oh, okay.
weekend. So
You were gone.
traditionally in the past, everybody would go to a different church on Sunday. And so I had organized things so I didn't need to be here Sunday because Brad led worship. And then I went to Mosaic. But I found out none of the other people from the retreat went anywhere. They all came here Sunday morning.
So they all told you they were going somewhere else?
No, nobody told me.
So it was
I
like,
just
we're going over here.
Yeah,
okay, we'll see you there.
I just organized that based on what
They told
every
Andy, "Why
year
don't you
we've done in
go?"
the past.
Yeah.
And then I told Ben, I'm like, where's everybody? I don't know if we're assigned to go to church. So I'm planning on going to Mosaic. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, Terry and I are going to be at church. I don't think anybody else is going anywhere either.
Was it a stay treat? Did you stay home?
Dan went to Imagine, but he came here first.
He did?
Then he
Okay.
went, because they don't start church till like 10:30. So he was here at 9. Then he
Double
went-
church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Dan.
Yeah.
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 Did he wear
Definitely.
pants at the other church?
No.
No, shorts, I'm
shorts.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
What if Dan puts on pants when he gets home? Oh, I'm home. I put my sweats on over my shorts.
I think the only time he ever wears pants is when he's speaking.
Yeah.
Like for on the weekends or for like Good Friday.
I think my fear of wearing shorts all the time would be like if my car broke down,
Yeah.
especially the cars I drive.
I
At
was going to
least the
say,
truck I
Dan,
drive.
I mean, that's a legitimate fear for cars Dan has. I mean, all of us except Andy.
Yeah, except for
Andy has a
Andy.
nice Jeep.
Yeah, he's got multiple cars.
Yeah.
You know, he
He's got a
just, he goes
fleet.
out to his fleet and goes,
He's got a
what do
fleet
I
of
what do I drive
vehicles.
today? I mean, you know,
Guess what I did this morning?
very Jay Leno like.
My heat went out in my car.
Yeah,
Is it still not working?
No, I got it.
you've been down this
You got
path
it working?
before though. You're experienced in this area.
I dropped off Evan, and then I swung by O'Reilly Auto Parts and got last night I tried the relay, blower motor relay. I thought might be the first easiest step. Yeah, it's basically just my family on there. That didn't work. So according to the Google, the next thing that might be is the blower motor resistor, which is under the glove compartment. Really, it's easy, but it's just like one of those really awkward things to get to. You got to take out the glove box and stuff, and it's like you got this much space. And this morning, I'm in my garage, half out of the garage, so that I could have light, and it's just cold.
Yeah.
These tiny little screws. It's like you're trying to. Oh, it sucked, man.
You got to unscrew them, but you also have to catch them when you pull them out.
Yeah, and the wind is just like whipping under my car, and I'm like on my knees there,
See?
like under. I'm like, oh.
Don't
just
you wish you lived in a
horrible.
warmer climate?
Yeah, but I felt way more Christian
See?
doing it this way,
Yep.
regardless of the language.
Because you were.
Just kidding.
Did it work?
No, when I get cold, I let the explicitives fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm doing car. No, I didn't.
Didn't work.
I didn't
Explicitives.
use. No, I didn't use foul language. I kept that in. I didn't let it escape.
Things left unsaid.
But yes,
require
the heat
lessons.
is working.
inside of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it
Good.
working.
Way to go.
Oh, good job.
So far.
So you're
see if
quite
it
the
goes out.
mechanic.
But here's part of the problem. It goes
So
in
what
and
do-
out
wait.
intermittently. So we'll see if it goes out.
So did you replace a part or did you? Okay.
Yeah, which it was easy. It's just like pop 2 screws out, then a wire harness clip, and then put the new resistor on, and then pop it back in.
Well, then it should be fine.
We'll see. But
Did
the
you
guy at
pull the
O'Reilly
old-
said
did
it
you
goes
pull
in
the
pairs.
old resistor back out?
Yeah,
Did it look burnt and toast?
I didn't feel like examining things. I just changed it.
It was too cold to look.
Put it, yeah.
All right.
But apparently that's very common in these 06 Durangos.
Specifically 06 Durango.
05 to 07.
I'm
so
sure
I'm
that-
right in the middle.
yeah,
You know what's very
Where'd
common?
you go, O'Reilly?
Yeah, you know what's
Which-
he said they
Was
tend
the
to
guy
go
look,
out in
look like
pairs.
Drew Carey?
No.
There's a guy that looks like Drew,
Yeah.
like from the Drew Carey show, not in the new Drew Carey from
Yeah.
Price is
Price is
Right,
Right.
but the old Drew Carey with the glasses, the bottle Coke glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's a
love
guy-
that show. And that doesn't stream anywhere.
You're
Why?
right.
And
Peacock?
Nope.
Not on Peacock?
He said I found an article where someone he was on a Reddit like Ask Me Anything, and someone asked when's it going to stream. Only the first season's on DVD, and it's on rerun syndication, like on like some channels. But he said it probably never will because of licensing, because all the different music and things. It's just too hard to secure all the licenses. Which I was like, that's a cop out because so many shows have music and
Yeah. Well, or a lot of them will change out the music.
they'll
If it's
change
just
something.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's hard because it's embedded into the
Yeah.
Yeah.
into the
Because they
sound.
used to do they'd like break into like
Dance.
song and dance,
Yeah.
like just some random musical thing. So
But
I
he's
don't know.
missing out on a lot of royalties.
Yeah, I think he. Well, even in syndication reruns, those guys they make a lot.
Yeah.
But
So you can watch season 1 on Amazon.
yeah, the season 1 they released on, like you could buy the DVDs or it's on Amazon, but that's it. That show is funny. I used to like that show.
Anyway,
Why did I bring up?
because I said one of the guys at O'Reilly looks like Drew
Oh,
Carey.
that's right. Yeah. Well, the guy that told me this morning that the
You look like
resistor and the
Jeff
blower
Rodek.
motor
There's a guy that
tend
looks
to,
like Jeff Rodek there too.
No, I didn't get him.
Okay.
They tend to go out in pairs. He said one will go out,
Of course they
then
do.
the other. They burn each other out.
It's expensive.
This happened to you last year.
No, it was $25.
Okay.
It's bad. No, a few years ago I had.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't have heat.
But that was because of a different thing, right?
Yeah, this one the air went out at the end of summer, so. But I'm hoping it's the same thing because that's what was happening is the fan wasn't blowing like at all.
Yeah.
Oh, so the heater core works, but the fan
Yeah.
wasn't.
So it would just quit, but the rear was still blowing,
That's weird.
but the front wouldn't.
That's weird.
Which it's a fairly common problem. Oh, that's what I was going to say. You know what else is fairly common and that I'm finding out in my 06 Dodge Durango? That it might be a totally different part than, say, the 06 Dodge Durango that might be even sitting next to it. On this, like they have, some of the parts are different. So like I'll go on YouTube because I know nothing about cars, but YouTube, I feel like cars, more modern vehicles are harder to work on, right? There's so many other computer and electronic components, but
Sensors and
with
crap.
YouTube, it's become a lot easier for guys like me. There's a YouTube video for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'll look at it. I'm like, oh, that's easy. I could do that.
Right.
But if someone would have said, oh, you're going to need a new blower motor resistor, I'm like, crap, where I could take that in somewhere and pay probably $200, right? But yeah, $25 out the door, and have some time with Jesus in the freezing cold.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were not a lot more sanctified now.
Yeah.
You've been doing that in Southern California.
But I'll
Not
watch some
sanctified.
of these videos, and this guy's like, "Oh, I got a 06 Dodge Durango, and I'm gonna swap out this, resistor here, and you just got these screws." And he pulls out the part, and it looks different than mine. It's similar, but it's obviously different. And I've had that
Why do you talk like this?
because that's how the guy talked in the video. The first guy I came across was like a really thick New England, like Boston accent, and I'm like, nope, I can't
do it. I
couldn't.
can't do it.
It just
God's broken.
yeah. But it's crazy. they're like, why are we using different parts here? Different plant, like built a different place.
Probably.
And
I don't know.
I don't know.
you're
man.
a car guy. That's why I'm looking at
I'm
you.
not like I'm not a mechanic. I like cars. I like driving them.
I read Motor Trend magazine.
And I've
Yeah,
been
you
learning
have a
more about some of the.
subscription.
It's like on the Toyota that I have, the 4Runner. I gotta replace the knock sensor in bank 2.
Ooh, I have that. I've always had that. You don't have to replace that.
You do.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, well, it decreases power and gas mileage.
Oh, really?
Because your engine thinks that there's a knock,
Yeah.
or the sensor thinks there's a knock in the engine, so it recalibrates everything, and it reduces the power and it reduces gas mileage.
Oh,
To
Well, if you wanna-
compensate for the
If you want
potential.
to practice, you could do it on mine.
Well, I'm going to do it in mine when it's
Okay.
warmer, and then I'll practice and get it right. And if I do
On
it
the
well, then I'll
different vehicle.
help replace.
Well, I don't
yours.
know.
It's
Probably-
in
two,
probably the
right?
It's
same
most
part.
likely it's in the back
Yeah.
behind the manifold.
Yep.
So you got to take the whole engine cover off.
Right.
When I'm going to do that, I'm going to replace all the spark plugs and a lot of the ignition coils anyway. So
Yeah.
Might be the same part for his Dodge. Who
Could
knows?
be.
You
Yeah.
know, the way it,
yeah, I could just give you
it
mine.
sounded.
I'll take the old one.
We got a little bit of time here to talk about something that I found this on a post from a student that used to be in the youth program when I was youth pastor. She's an adult now. She teaches violin lessons. She's married, has one kid, I think. Anyway, she posted on
You're old, man.
grew up in the church. Her parents always involved. She has another sister and 2 other brothers. They were all the younger 2 were not in the youth program, but 3 of them had gone to the youth program when I was there. So she's a church kid, grew up in the church. She posted something on Facebook a month or so ago. It was just looking. She said, "I don't want to. I'm not trying to start a debate. I just want anybody's opinion." But she said, "What's the difference between discipleship and indoctrination?" And I thought it was an interesting question. I think I got defensive at first, like in my own mind, because I think she's been over the years kind of seemingly leaned more on like political liberalism and away from the church. Not to say that they're the same thing, because I'm probably a lot more liberal than I was when I was growing up, but it's almost like she was asking the question to be in a critical way of discipleship. She didn't say that, and she wasn't trying to be
But that's how you
controversial,
took it
but
immediately.
I kind of felt like that's where it was coming
Yeah.
from, and so I kind of started to get internally just a little defensive. Then I started thinking, okay, well, what is the difference between?
Did you respond?
No, I didn't. I don't post any. I don't comment. I mean, I say happy birthday, and that's all I post. And then when I'm in Hawaii, I post pictures. But yeah, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't respond. I didn't even read any of the other comments because I didn't want to taint my own brain. But I thought it'd be an interesting thing to talk about here as our adult ministry
Yeah.
person. And you have some good,
Expert.
quotes.
Biggest difference is the spelling,
Oh,
as I tell my kids.
So you don't think there's
deep.
No. Indoctrination, one sounds nice, one sounds like harmful, right? That's why the question, it like feels weird, but because indoctrination, it sounds like you're some weird cult that's raising these just lemmings that do whatever you want, right? Discipleship to me is just following or learning to follow or teaching others to follow Jesus more closely. And so we start with that. It's like, well, if someone were outside the church and wanted to call it indoctrination, well, what are we indoctrinating people to? It's not to me, although that it plays out that way often, intentionally or unintentionally, we kind of take patterns from people who are mentors, and that's not even in the church, that's anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Discipleship isn't just a Christian word, right? I mean, we hear that elsewhere, so-and-so is a disciple of this person, just like you follow a teacher. But like for us in the church, and I think a healthy evangelical approach would be, we're trying to point people to Jesus and help people become more and more like Christ. And so in that, obviously there's a lot of leeway, a lot of freedom, as far as where that, not freedom, but, where that may go, because different churches might have different thoughts on different things. But I don't know. So there's not an answer, but just thinking out loud, indoctrination seems so harmful. Seems like you're intentionally leading someone down the wrong path, or intentionally like grooming someone to become.
Well, you
something
would
that's
connect
harmful.
brainwashing probably more
Right.
to indoctrination than
Yeah.
you would to discipleship. Maybe it's the difference between.
But to be fair, there's been countless examples of this happening within churches. Right? Like
Brainwashing.
Brainwashing, or what we would, like, even as a Christian, I would say is brainwashing and harmful. Like thinking of like really fundamentalist type upbringings or something like that. And usually what happens is kids that grow up in that, once they become young adults and they get out of that, then they get really militant against anything having to do with anything organized religion or Christian, or, they get really angry. And honestly, often it's, rightfully so. I mean, it's understandable, I would say. But I don't think a spiritually healthy, from a very cold climate kind of Christian would disciple someone intentionally leading them into something harmful. Like, we're intentionally trying to lead people into becoming more like Christ. And if even atheists look at the teachings of Jesus, they'll say, and that's, it's good. I like the teachings of Jesus, right? So that's what we're trying to lead people toward. I don't know, to me. There's a fundamental difference there. It's like, where are we leading them?
I'm going to give a real simplistic answer, I think.
Good, because mine's complicated.
I think I would say the difference is, well, it gave me time to think,
Yeah.
would be discipleship, I would say, is helping somebody on how to think about the Christian faith and what Jesus
Yeah.
has called us to. And I would say indoctrination is more teaching them what to
Yeah.
think. You
Yeah,
have
that's
to
good.
think this way.
Mm-hmm.
You have to follow this, and it has to be in this way. It's a very simplistic way to do it. But I think discipleship, and Jesus is more, come and see, come and follow. They were all different. They had different, the disciples in particular, different backgrounds. He didn't try to form them all into being even thinking. I mean, the Gospels are different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Paul's different than Peter. Like, there's different personalities. There's
Yeah.
different, right, on how to approach it. And so I think it's more of a how than a what.
Yeah.
I guess maybe
no,
would be
that's
mine.
a good, clear way of saying it.
Would you also say like the why
Yeah.
is different?
Yeah.
Like the why people would indoctrinate others to their particular set of ideas and beliefs versus why why somebody would take the path of more of the discipleship path, regardless of if it's a religious thing or not. I mean, you hear people talk about
Yeah.
like Bill Belichick and his coaching tree, and they're disciples of Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I think I think we'll just, for me, just stay within the realm of the capital C church, like within Christian church. Those who are prone to like indoctrination, or, what we would look at as like, you're indoctrinating your children, they probably don't understand the why. Like, so if like a kid were to push back or were to say like, why do I have to do it this way? The answer would be like, you just have to, or that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Or it's just, it's very more like rigid and then controlling.
Yeah,
And it's just like how we're supposed
It
to
makes
do
it sound like you're hiding something where you're really
It
not.
does. It does.
But and it might be unintentional. It might be legit. That's, you don't know why, but this is what we're supposed to do because that's what we do it, and this is what I was told we're supposed to do. But if you don't understand why, then you're going to come off like that. I don't know.
I 100% agree.
100%?
I do. I
Even
think-
like 0.1% of this, that wasn't false?
I can,
Sweet.
could
That's
never.
he just indoctrinated you.
Yeah.
True.
Yes.
True. I no longer know how to think anymore. I just whatever Greg says.
Yes.
Whatever Greg says.
Finally getting
Especially when it comes to baseball.
it. Yep.
Oh, by the way, I did go down to the Twins
Yeah.
training facility.
Yeah,
Sweet.
was anybody there?
No,
Not yet.
I
Exactly.
knocked,
A month
I knocked on
early.
the door. But I had to laugh because they named the parking lot sections after former players, and of course Burt Blyleven, has got his.
Yeah.
I'm not a Burt
I know
Blyleven
you're
fan
not.
at all. I think the guy's the biggest self-promoter. 45 days to my birthday. What are you, 7? Who cares? Circle me, Burt. I don't know. I'm so glad.
You
I
said that
think
like
there's-
Bert, the Sesame Street
I
Bert.
think there's a
Circle me,
lot
Bert.
worse people than
Was that
Bert
Ernie?
in terms of self-promoting.
I'm sure there are, but I just
I
got.
had
after
no
all-
idea you had this animosity
all
toward Bert
those
Yeah,
Blyleven.
no, I've felt it before in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm,
know.
listen, I think it's
Wow.
great. Justin Morneau is on there now, and Bert's been retired.
Mornow's
Joe Mauer,
gotten
where was Joe
better over
Mauer's?
the.
Did it have a bunch of potholes? Broken sign, bilateral sign weakness,
It-
on the
it-
parking number.
It was really weird. It just the parking lot took you.
Way overpay to park there.
His parking was in between first and second base.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, because
right on the bench.
right where he grounded out every time in between first and second. That's where you had to park
Yeah,
your car.
you have to limp into the entrance.
You know what his,
Definitely.
you know what
Slamming
his
all over
career
Joe
batting
Mauer.
average is?
Like 305 or something.
Yeah, it's over 300. Yeah.
Mauer?
Yeah.
Career bat, yeah.
Hall of
The
Famer?
guy could hit.
Hall of Famer.
No, not a Hall of Famer.
No.
First half of his career, he was definitely
Yeah.
like a lot. He wasn't he the only guy or only the second guy. I don't know if it's been done again since, but to win an MVP and 2 batting titles in his first 3 years in baseball. The other one was Ted Williams.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty
It's pretty.
remarkable.
Well, he's for sure a top 3 hitting catcher of all time, right?
Probably average-wise, he's got to be up there. Mike
Yeah, I don't know.
Piazza,
Piazza's a good hitter.
but not really for average.
Was Johnny Bench a good hitter?
Johnny Bench was a good hitter.
Yep.
But then you've got some guys more recent that are.
Point
pretty
being, though,
Buster Posey probably
Buster
is
Posey.
the
Yeah,
right-handed
Buster's right
version
there.
of Joe Mauer with a little bit more power.
good. Yeah.
Because Joe only really had that 1 year where he had a lot of power. Every year.
Yeah,
else.
I got the
But have you been
stadium
out to
built.
Fort Myers? Have you been on there? It's nice.
I've never been
It
to
is really nice.
Florida, really. I mean, I went to Orlando for a conference, but it was like kind of fly in a hotel or the airport and right to the hotel kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even.
Yogi Berra. Forgot about him.
Yeah, Yogi Berra.
Gary Carter. Carlton Fisk.
I can't even-
Pudge
who-
is probably my favorite catcher.
Defensively, man.
That guy throw people out from his knees.
Yeah.
He didn't even
Yeah, I
bother
can't even
to
think of
stand
like
up
some
to
of
throw you
the
out.
more modern guys. There's some good hitting catchers now.
Andy, what about you? What's the difference?
Real
What
Muto.
do you have to say about discipleship and mentoring?
He doesn't. He just read the article. He doesn't have anything.
There was no article.
No, it was his
This is
friend
a
who
f-
posted.
Or,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
he indoctrinated
Yeah.
was asking
Right.
about indoctrination.
Yeah.
That's probably why I got defensive.
You should have put it in the comments. I don't approve of you posting posting this.
I've not given my permission
Yeah.
to.
There's definitely a
I think
control
it's-
element to it.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
sure.
a lot of the end result why, and I think indoctrination is associated with a lot of cult-like activity because of what are the motivations of the people who are doing the indoctrinating. It's either selfish or it's other bonkers reasons. But people outside of faith would say that Christianity is crazy too. It's a bunch of idiots. Who are crazy and don't know how to think about the real world. But I think discipleship it encourages the individual to be an individual and not become a mass. I think we've gotten better as a Christian community of learning how to individually disciple people as opposed to, mass groups of people.
I think asking the person what they want out of it too.
Right.
If somebody says, "Hey, could you disciple me or mentor me, whatever, whatever term you want to use. Asking them, saying, yes, but what are your goals?
Right.
Right? As opposed to just making them deal with, whatever, you have to be a musician then, I'm only going to disciple people who will be musicians or something like that. It's like, well, that's not my goal. My goal isn't, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think too, it's just the difference is you have, again, I go back to like, what are we discipling people to, or what is our job to disciple people to? And they have access to that. I mean, they have the Bible, they have the ability to see what it is, hopefully in a healthy situation, what we're discipling them to. Like, so yeah, it's like, what are your goals? What do you want out of it? But at least they have a picture of what it should be. Whereas indoctrination into something else, it's like, you just have to follow whatever your leader tells you.
Yes. Yes.
And you might not see the big picture. You might not see to what end. So, but yeah, I mean, for sure, people on the outside probably look at it as the same thing. I don't know. But even if you look at it like a secular version of discipleship, like the coaching is a good example. Is Belichick technically off of Walsh? Steve? What was it? Steve Walsh? Who was the 49ers guy? Walsh was the big coaching tree.
Not Steve, Bill.
Bill Walsh? The 80s 49ers,
Walsh.
yeah. He was the first, because
he came
isn't Parcells out of him?
He came from Parcells, didn't he?
Yeah,
Didn't
but
Belichick come?
Yeah, from Parcells, but I think Parcells started. Anyway,
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh was West Coast offense, and then that was like the thing. But all those guys have their own, these are guys that ended up being great coaches in their own right. It's just they started under another great coach.
Yeah.
They're not clones of them. They all have their own little, gifts and abilities and intricacies, the way they coach and do certain things. And part of that's just knowing, like, okay, I could glean off of this great teacher. It doesn't mean I have to become that person, right? Mm-hmm. Which is often, that cliche, the students surpass the teacher or whatever, has become greater than the teacher. It's like, because they're probably had a lot of really great ability to begin with. One of those being knowing that I could also learn from other people. And anyway.
All right. Anything else?
So did Belichick come out of Bill Walsh's?
I couldn't find anything.
I know he came from Parcells, yeah.
Well, good to see you guys. You guys going to do the news?
Yeah, you got to get going.
Oh, what about that?
What time?
It's 1:12.
1:12.
Holy moly!
All right.
Yep.
I hope people.
What'd you do to your thumb?
Why don't you do the news?
I hurt my thumb trying to start the snowblower. Another reason to move out of the state.
Oh yeah, how come we didn't grill him about moving? You grilled me about moving.
Yeah.
You moving to
Because
Florida?
no one would be upset if I left.
I
The
would.
church would be very upset
I'd
if
be
you guys
upset.
left.
I'd be upset if you left.
Well, that's nice of you.
That'd
Andy
also
would
be kind of cool because I'd have somewhere to visit.
I'm going to reserve my opinion until after you've gone to see how it goes.
Well, I heard I come back.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, you moving? When are you moving? You moving into this old folks
I
home?
should.
This old folks community?
I know.
They
I asked
they
my
love to
dad
have
if you
some more young people like you and
I
Julie.
know. I tell you what, we were rocking it at the pool. It was amazing,
Yeah.
We looked good.
Probably feel great. Taking
All
your
these old
shirt off
ladies
with
coming
all
up
the
to you
people.
like,
Hey, how you doing? What's your medical
Hey,
plan?
there's a new
What's
Nate-
your,
Nate
what's your
Bargatze
Medicare
special.
Part D look like?
oh, what? I don't understand.
Medicare Part D.
Oh, yeah.
Is he a Nate Bargatze fan?
I don't know. Are you a Nate Bargatze
I don't know
fan?
who that is.
The comedian.
You don't know who that is?
Well, that reminded me of when you
You have Netflix?
Yeah.
his
have
Olivia
Amazon?
joke.
Yeah.
Okay. There's 3 different specials you can watch.
Netflix. You guys start
Tennessee
with
Kid, Greatest Average American.
start with the stand-ups.
I'm just saying.
It's a half hour. It's a show on
Oh,
Netflix.
the stand-ups.
He's on one of the segments. It's a half hour because he refers to a couple of his jokes in other specials.
Nate what?
His Bargatze.
Bargatze.
Bargatze, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bargatze.
He's clean. Like the kids can watch him. My kids
Yeah.
watch him. He's funny.
What does that have to do with Florida?
It reminded me of a joke he had when
okay.
he went golfing he took his clubs on the road. He went golfing, and he got sweaty, and he was trying to.
In the
He was
parking
talking
lot.
about wanting to get into shape because I went to my trunk to change my shirt, and this old guy comes up to me and goes, "Olivia." He goes, yeah. He goes, I don't know who he insulted more, me or his wife, Olivia. Yeah,
Well,
it was great.
But I will say this: speaking of staying in shape, and I tell you what, the pickleball craze is real.
Pickleball?
Pickleball. I mean, it was
That's everywhere.
everywhere. Pickleball.
Cities
down
are
there.
building pickleball courts.
It was
Well, we know
everywhere.
it's real, but is it warranted?
I don't know.
Have
if
you
it's
played-
warranted.
did you play pickleball?
I have played a couple times. Actually
Did you
played-
enjoy it?
I played Chris
I saw you
Stewart and I beat him.
replaying-
Wow.
Yeah, I'm calling out Chris Stewart.
Oh, man. Well, he's in terrible shape.
He's awful. Yeah, barely does any triathlons.
I know.
Doesn't mean he's like hand-eye coordination.
And
Well, I hope so. I mean, he does
Yeah.
kind of important for his job. To know.
hope he's especially the type one of the jobs he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no pickleball. You couldn't get on a court down there. They're lined
Really?
up. Yeah, it is like
You
it is
gotta go-
overtaking tennis. That's for sure.
All those old people, you got to go at like 5 p.m. They're all asleep.
That's
They're all
true.
home after.
No,
dinner.
I think a lot of the old people go earlier in the day. 'Cause
They do.
It gets hotter in the middle.
That's
of the
why I
day.
just said you have to go after 5 p.m.
Oh, after 5 p.m. I
When
think
they're
you
all
said 5
asleep.
a.m. Yeah,
So if you're thinking about
because they're all asleep. That's what I
getting
said.
on
They have dinner at
pickleball
3.
craze, it's real.
Dinner at 3 and in bed
And then-
by 5.
Yeah. Really, I've never even played. Technically don't. It's kind of a tennis slash
Ping pong.
Slash
volleyball
Yeah.
squash.
slash.
Have you played? You
racquetball.
don't like it?
I've never played it.
You've never played? Oh, see, I did
But
play in
I'm
high
I
school.
played tennis.
Yeah.
You
so
had
we played
pickleball in high school?
We played pickleball at Champlin Park all the time. Yeah.
You guys were ahead of the
We were.
ahead of the game.
And then it went
Trendsetters.
dormant. And it was fun. And I have played it in the last few
Shows
years.
like
Actually played
nothing can get out of Champlin Park.
very much like nothing good has come from Nazareth or
Yeah.
whatever.
Pickleball came from Champlin. Let's
Yep.
just start that
No.
rumor.
All right.
All right, man.
Now
Good
it's
to
time
see
for
you.
news of the weird.
Yeah, we
What's it called?
gotta talk about some announcements and
Bargatze.
stuff.
Go
One
watch.
of these episodes I'm gonna break out individual reads that everybody has to read, and do an announcement.
I think it'd be
and
fun to
sponsor.
have Mike read just do
I'll
the
make-
news and events, and then have him like, what's this? What are we doing? What does that mean? Like
Exactly.
So it'll help us.
I was
communicate better.
gonna make chat
News from a non-church attender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys are getting together to eat bacon?
Yeah.
What? Why?
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in bacon. I thought you guys couldn't eat bacon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Nope.
I'll just make Chat GPT write all the little
Yeah,
reads for off of our
When
news
are we
and
going to
events
start
page.
having Chat GPT music, worship songs? When's that coming, Andy?
I don't know.
You know what's crazy is like
Sermons are coming.
AI.
You know it's
I
coming.
read like AI is starting to do a lot of coding, like programming coding.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking that's interesting. So
That's
like
scary.
some guy just threw his whole his whole group, his whole job under the bus by creating this thing that
Dude.
can now do it all. Like
Every job is in trouble.
the AI is taking over.
Yeah.
I don't think it's my job is in trouble. I mean, yeah, you can do songs. What was
he's
that
the
look
last
for?
to know, isn't he?
He's the last.
All right, well, that's usually the case.
Yeah.
All right, man.
We
Good
could
to
push
see you.
play. Your job is already in trouble. We could just
the invite for dinner last night. Appreciate it.
turn on
Yep.
Spotify.
It was good not to have you there.
I honestly thought you were in Florida until I saw a Cameron youth group there.
Probably helped your game picking up chicks.
Well, the server that we had was really weird.
Plus, it was a little late for dinner for you Florida types.
Yeah.
Before the sunset or after the sunset? Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
All right, dude.
The old lady was picking up on Andy.
All right, Greg, we got to do some news and events. Things that are coming up here at Northridge within the next
Are they?
few weeks.
I gotta get there.
Yeah. Got to get there.
Love your neighbor. Why don't you talk about that, Andy?
You're the news and events guy. You're the communications guy.
I'm saying, this love your neighbor event. Why don't you share about that?
Love your neighbor. Let's show our neighbors that they are loved on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Kids and the youth will be assembling sweet treat bags a week from yesterday, February 8th. It's on a Wednesday night. They'll be ready for parents to take home when they pick their kids up. So these bags will be assembled by the youth and the kids, and people can grab them and take them with on the 8th when they pick their kids up from youth group or Kids Quest, and then also on Sunday, February 12th. These bags give your kids an opportunity to make a difference in their neighborhood, to show their neighbors that they are loved and not alone. If you click on the image there, you can pre-order bags of these sweet treats to distribute to neighbors, or if you just want to contribute to the cost of it. Suggested contribution is $10 per bag. You get 16 treats. So you can pre-order, or you can just grab them when you come, either on next Wednesday, or the Sunday after that. Not this Sunday, the Sunday after the Wednesday that they put the bags together. But love your neighbor.
Now, the youth were involved with this last year. This year, the kids are also doing it.
Right.
So, yeah, what a great way to just reach out into our neighborhoods. And whether it's your literal neighbor next door or across the street, or maybe it's a coworker, or I think folks have taken them to like fire department or local community organizations and that sort of thing, just to spread the love. It's a great thing. Also gives you an opportunity to open a conversation, and maybe there's someone in your neighborhood that needs help with something. I think there's an avenue for that, right, where they can connect to, like, say it's elderly folks having a hard time shoveling their driveway, or whatever, house cleanup, whatever it is. If they have a need, maybe it connects some people with the ability to serve in that way.
Right.
So
Greg and I and a bunch of other people were at this conference last Thursday, and they were talking about the difference between a spiritual conversation and a gospel conversation.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting to think about, because I think when it comes to sharing Jesus with your neighbors, the perception or the thought is that, I got to go share the gospel with them and preach everything that I hear on Sunday morning, and I don't think that's always the case.
Yeah. Or they're going to argue with me, and I don't know.
I don't know what to say. I don't have all the answers. But I think you can have a spiritual type conversation without that. That's like the next level would be sharing the gospel. But the first level might be just having some open spiritual conversation. It could be like, meaning of life, or, what do you think happens when you die? Or do you ever feel like, you need to talk to some higher power or entity out there, or the universe, like the people talk about the universe is smiling down on me today because, good luck. Like, is luck could even be kind of intertwined in some sense of a spiritual conversation. But these little bags could help kind of open some of those.
Start something.
Yeah. So, or just be nice.
Yeah.
So what else we
It's
got?
a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pray for me is.
You need me to pray for you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Our kids and youth. This is we formerly called Pray For Me campaign, but it's not a campaign, because campaign seems like there's a start and an end to it. This is something that we want to be ongoing. So we're just calling it Pray For Me, and it's a way to link our kids and our youth with other mature believers in and around the church to come alongside them and pray for them. And so I have my kids in here, and we have some folks that pray for them. And I'm also a prayer champion that prays for a couple of our students. And so it's kind of cool because, you get to kind of connect with them, see how their life's going, see how you can pray for them. For our younger kids, you could contact the parents and ask if there's anything that they need prayer for. There's a couple that prayed for my kids last year, and it was kind of cool because she was like a grandmother age, and so she would send cards in the mail, like a little card with like $1 or something for the kids or whatever every once in a while. You don't have to do that, but it was just kind of a cool extra thing. So, but yeah, it's just a cool way to be praying for our kids and to have your kids or your students prayed for by other people. So there's info on the news and events page for that, is if you want to sign up your kids to be prayed for, or if you want to be a prayer champion, you could do that. There's a form, and then that'll go to Jackie Hutchcraft, our kids minister, or Brax Carvet, our youth minister, and they'll link you up. So there's that. A couple of adult ministry things happening, Andy. We got men's breakfast coming up on the 11th. That's next Saturday. Our friend Jeremy Uchman is going to be sharing. I don't know if he's going to be sharing. Are you going to come for that? You going to come support your friend Jeremy?
I hear him at small group all the time. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Andy's not going to come early for men's breakfast. I'm going to make it happen one of these days.
I've been to one.
I almost said yesterday in our staff meeting, our calendar meeting, and when
You almost called me out.
no, I almost said when we were in March or April, the April one, the men's breakfast. I was going to say, and Andy Schultz is going to be sharing it, but
That'd be a way to get me there.
we were at the end of the meeting, and I didn't want it to extend any further.
I was trying to get through it as quick
Yeah.
as possible. Could you
The
tell?
men's breakfast, there will be bacon, there will be sausage, there will be eggs. Yes, eggs.
Pancakes?
Yes, there will be pancakes.
Really?
And there will be good time. There will be good fellowship. And so if you're new to the church or just looking, if you're a man, or actually it's open to boys also, boys of all ages and men. You could bring your sons. If you're a high schooler and you drive yourself down here, you could do that. But it's a good way to connect, and also good food. So that's on the 11th at 7:30 in the morning. It's Saturday, the 11th.
Do you have to RSVP?
It's helpful just to get numbers, but you don't have to. You can
But there
show
is
up.
a RSVP.
There's an RSVP link on that page. If
Actually,
you're there for info,
I don't see it.
go ahead and RSVP. There's not?
Nope.
No, don't worry about it. But it's usually good. We've been having, somewhere between 35, 45 guys, and it's a good time. So, Valentine's Day is coming up, Andy. Got plans?
No.
No?
What day of the week is that?
It's a Tuesday night.
I'll probably be
Watching your show?
sitting, hanging out, playing video games.
Sounds like a good time. Well,
It's not Valentine's Day. Wouldn't be a good time to go on like a first date.
yeah, it would be
Would it-
awesome.
Would it be? It'd be weird. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sets up like a weird expectation, I think.
Right.
Like,
Or even like a newer
does
relationship.
that set up an expectation that there will be a second one? Because it's Valentine's Day. It's the first one. This is a big one, so then it must be special.
Yeah, that's why I just
right?
stay away from
Yeah,
it.
first date Valentine's, that's a no-go.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be home. Maybe I'll make a steak.
In the shape of a heart. Order one of those pizzas from Papa Murphy's.
Ugh.
I know. We have a Valentine's Day event. The men's ministry is sponsoring this and putting this on. It's a Marriage Adventures event, Valentine's edition. It's a date night. There'll be dinner. There'll be some fun activities, and there will be a little, not a message or a workshop, but just Calvin Saylor, who is a licensed marriage and family therapist here. He's a Northridger. He and his wife, Patience, will be around and share some thoughts on instilling fun in a marriage and different, personalities and how that comes out in marriage. So it'll be great. There's childcare. So please you do need to RSVP for this.
Yep, that link
Yep.
does work.
The
Just
link
click on the
works.
picture.
Click on the picture. It says Marriage Adventures, and you'll see a link to RSVP for that. It's $10 a couple. That covers everything.
Food.
You need. Covers food.
Activities.
Yep. And it also just
Childcare, would that cover childcare
Yep.
if you needed it?
covers it all.
Okay.
And it's also a good way to make sure we get folks to RSVP and know, because we are ordering food for that. So
By the way, I am busy if you're looking for people for the childcare thing. I have
Yeah?
plans that night, so
do you?
I can't
You going
help.
out on a date? Where are you going?
I got plans.
This is for married and engaged or engaged couples. by the
Yeah,
way.
no. I was just saying if you were looking for childcare help.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the meeting yesterday, like who's taking care of the child care? And you're like, well, we got it.
Yeah, we are organizing that.
Yeah.
Jay and Sean are taking care of that. But
Okay.
no, I think Jackie asked just because she didn't know, like,
If it was her responsibility.
yeah,
Yeah.
which no,
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, don't ask me because I got plans.
I wasn't going to ask you. I was going to ask you if you wanted to come help in the kitchen, but no,
No.
I'm just kidding. So kind of coming off of that, Cal and Patience Sailor have been leading this Love Like You Mean It marriage class. It's a 10-week class that meets at 10:30 on Sunday mornings here in the office area. We've done 2 sessions of that this year. We did one over the summer, and then we did one in the fall. And Cal's wanted to.
Oh, this is
do
the
another
third?
one. Yeah,
God.
yeah. It's gone well. So that's it's not one of those things you have to keep doing. It's just, well, I mean, I suppose you can, but it's like a 10-week.
You mean as a
off
couple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's off a curriculum by Family Life called Love Like You Mean It.
It's not like
And,
volume 1, volume 2, volume 3.
Yeah, no, there's no
Okay.
like stages of like now you're ultimate married couple. It's just, it's just a good workshop.
You're a professional married couple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that takes constant work. But
That's probably why I'm not married.
yeah, it's hard. Then leading into a women's event, the Scone Social. Actually, that's the 18th. That's a Saturday night.
The scone?
The Scone Social. Yeah, you should come to
It's
that.
on a Saturday night?
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say night. It's on Saturday.
Okay. That's it.
It's at 11 or 9 a.m. Sorry,
Okay. 9 a.m. at night.
9 a.m. at
It's for
night.
women though. I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not going to
women
that.
only. Yeah, they're gonna make scones, and they're gonna socialize. Yeah, a couple of the ladies that are putting that on or helping to organize that were here last week, testing out some scone
Yep.
recipes and stuff in the kitchen. So they will be prepared. They will be well prepared.
Bring
So,
a mixing bowl and a spatula.
Yeah, if you like baking or you want to learn how to, maybe scones will be your thing. Maybe that'll be your thing. You could take to your next family gathering or social event.
Do you like
if wanna-
scones?
If you like scones,
Do you like scones?
I don't dislike them. It's not like I don't like order them. I don't go to Starbucks and like, I need a scone with a coffee.
They've
But I
always
would eat
seemed
it.
like
It's like,
dry to me.
yeah, it's meant. You
Are
have
they
to
like-
have
they
something
crumble?
like.
They're like the in between like a
a cake and a cookie.
yeah, right.
They're like a cakey cookie, or cookie like cakey, something.
Called scone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds very English. A scone.
Yeah, some scone and some tea.
But if you want to learn how to make scones and socialize, bring yourself a mixing bowl.
And
I
a
don't know, If you
spatula.
have some baking utensils, a spatula. If you have your favorite mixing spoon, maybe some measuring cups. I don't know. If you want to learn how to do a gluten-free scone, now's your chance.
It's extra dry.
Yeah, yeah. I like my scones extra dry. No, that should be fun. I bet you there's some really good ones that'll come out of there.
We'll never know.
Never know. It's women's only. No boys allowed. So there you go. That's on the 18th. Man, I feel like the women are kind of ramping it up with the events here.
Yeah.
They've been having some good stuff. They had a game night the other night. Jordan and her mom came to that, and they had baked goods. That's the one thing with women. They will have baked goods. They will have snacks at their
That's-
social activities.
With the guys, it's BACON,
It's,
and with the women,
It's-
it's BAKED.
yeah, goods.
Baked bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't really promote this like come get baked with the women because that would be different. They'd still probably want the scones afterwards, but there will be no illicit.
I don't know what you mean.
Isn't that isn't that like drug use talk? Getting baked?
Sure.
Half Baked was a movie, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. With
Back in
Dave
the-
Chappelle.
Early 2000s
Yeah.
and Norm Macdonald.
Killer, kill.
Never saw it.
That's pretty good.
Guess what? February 25th, Saturday. This is a fun event every year. Men's Ministry puts on for the whole family. So anyone can come to this. Bring your friends that you meet, your neighbors that you meet on the Love Your Neighbor thing. If you pass out some stuff, invite them to this, the 25th, the Big Chill, out on Lake Martha, which is in kind of like the border of Rockford, Buffalo, Hanover, that kind of Bermuda Triangle of the western suburbs out there. There's a lake.
Like 20 minutes away from here.
It's called Lake Martha. You could drive right out onto this lake as long as it's frozen.
Oh, wow.
And hopefully it'll still be frozen on February 25th, because we do some ice fishing,
Right.
do some snowmobiling. There's a bonfire.
Unless it starts 50 degrees starting tomorrow and for the rest of the month.
Which not gonna lie, there are people praying for that.
There will be ice. I'm praying
Yeah.
for that. Actually, I'm praying for 70 degrees, but
Tomorrow's high of 4, dude.
4.
Tomorrow.
Well, Saturday is supposed to
But
be
then
in the
Saturday
30s.
it hits like
and all
30.
next week's supposed to be in the 30s.
Yep.
But even then, if it were
Yeah.
30s for the rest of the month, there's still going to be huge.
We had to
thick-
cancel this like 2 or 3 years ago, because it was too warm.
Right.
And it got
It was
too
the year, I
slushy.
think, the year before the pandemic,
Yeah, so I guess going on 4 years ago already? 3 years ago?
2020.
So 4 years ago, that would have been.
Yeah. That's crazy.
2019, we had to cancel it because it got too warm, which is crazy.
Did you ever think like we were going to get to a point where it's like, dude, you remember when we had that pandemic?
Yeah, dude, that was already 3 years ago.
That's crazy.
This time 3 years ago, we were just hearing rumblings, the news of like this
Right.
stuff happening over in China, this virus
Yeah.
that's spreading. 3 years ago, man, that's crazy. Right? We're in 2023. That was 2020.
Yeah, no,
Is my math right?
Yeah,
That's
no,
3.
Yeah, it's not that hard math.
It is when you don't have a
I
calculator.
remember
handy.
being at the
in Hawaii,
Kona,
Yeah, I know.
the Kona airport, and you called me and you said we're having to cancel the services.
Yeah.
And making sure Wirecast was all set up. So I
Yeah.
remember patching into Wirecast with my computer while we were at the airport, because my niece and I were heading from the Big Island over to Oahu for a few days. And so while we were waiting in the airport for our plane, I was hacking into.
Yep.
'Cause
We
Brad-
had it ready, man. We were good. We recorded the
I-
Saturday night.
Right. I don't know. I don't remember what you were asking help for.
I did. I think it was just to inform you.
No, but I remember.
Maybe I just had to get something.
I remember
set.
using TeamViewer to get linked into the computer.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, and then it was also whatever that church streaming software,
Yeah.
the platform that we're using
Yeah. Man, that seems like so long ago.
does.
But also it doesn't.
Does.
No, because we're still, even though I hate talking about like, well, since COVID, like it still has an effect on how we do things to a small degree, or at least how we think about things. Like, oh, well, it came up yesterday in a meeting. I was like, and like, I think Diane was talking about attendance and numbers, and, we can't talk about how it was in 2019 anymore because things are different. Like,
Right.
the way people do things is still a little bit different. We're back to quote unquote normal in most things, but that normal is a little bit different, right? So
What would you say are like the maybe one or two positive things that we've changed because of COVID?
I think we were already streaming services before, but I think that's definitely
Elevated.
better.
It's gotten better.
Gotten better. We had to, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely better.
It got better quicker than
Mm-hmm.
what I thought my, long game approach would be. Like just slow but sure, getting better
Yeah.
week to week. But then with
Out of necessity.
COVID, it like
You had
had to elevate quickly.
We went from that first service, because, you were gone. Brad was leading worship, and we recorded that Saturday night. We just did the service and recorded it as if it was really happening. But we canceled in-house attendance, but I
And
think
did you-
a few people still came.
Did you still
If I
come
remember right,
Sunday?
we still had like 10 or
Did you still
10 or
come
12 people.
Sunday and do like a quote unquote live service with nobody in the room?
No, didn't we run have the recording ready? Maybe that's what I had to call you for. Maybe we had the recording ready and then I think Ben and Brad, the worship team, I think we came Sunday morning still just in case the recording didn't go.
Okay.
Man, that's crazy.
Because I
don't
know
remember.
the following week, I remember with Adam and Zach Full, the intern at the time.
Yeah.
We did. I think we did we streamed it live. and I think Ben spoke live. But then at certain point, we switched from doing it
Switched to
live to
recording.
doing pre-recorded everything.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you're having to run a video, it just made sense anyway.
Well, and with the
production-wise, you can make it feel better.
and with even the stricter things in the city in the state of Minnesota saying, stay home if you if you can.
Well, for that 2 months, it was stay home.
Right.
And we didn't
That
have
was a
live
wild time.
That seems so long, like 2 months, but also it's like 2 months goes by like nothing.
Yeah.
But that
There
was
were certain aspects of it that I didn't mind.
Yeah,
Because it's like there was fewer people around,
it wasn't it wasn't that cold. It was a nice spring because I remember we went on family walks every day.
Yeah.
Jordan's mom was visiting, came for Riley's birthday.
She got stuck here?
She got stuck here for like 6 weeks. And it was before the kids started doing. They had like 3 weeks off with no school because the schools had to adjust. Like, how are we going to deliver this? How are we going to teach it? So I just remember like it was just family, hang out. The kids were playing outside in our backyard. We'd go on a walk like down the street, all the walkway up here, behind. Yeah, it was like a little miniature vacation for a little while. And then, well, we were working from home pretty much right away.
Yeah, I was
Like
up here quite a bit just because I was recording.
But I mean, we could it's not like we were just off. Like
Right.
we had stuff to do and we could do it remotely or
Yeah.
I was coming here most of the time just because I couldn't do work at home with the house
Right.
full. I would just come over here.
But there were nobody here.
Yeah. That was pretty sweet. It was cool. Yeah, why don't you guys all just stay home? No, it's way better with people here.
It is. Okay, so keep going.
So come to the Big Chill, man. It's fun. It's fun.
That's what we're.
And hopefully
I'm going to
we
be
have ice.
taking vacation the 22nd to the 28th.
He's going to be camping out on Lake
And
Martha.
The 25th is I might actually be able to go to the Big Chill for the first time ever. Although I might go up north to my mom's place.
I still get freaked out over the giant bonfire.
It is a little weird.
But
yeah.
Like Jeff X
I get
told
it.
me,
The ice
heat
is
rises.
like a foot deep or thick.
Yeah, and there's barely a divot that's made out of the
Right, but
it's just weird. It freaks me out, man. It's crazy. So, anywho, I got stuck out there last time.
Your car?
Yeah, the tires were spinning. I needed new. My tires
Your
weren't
Durango?
the best. Yeah, but yeah, Kenny Krebs and a couple other guys. Kenny was on his 4-wheeler, like running kids around on a sled and stuff. And
Was he able to get you out with just his 4-wheeler?
No, we a few of us. He happened to come back by, and then I think there was a couple of high school guys, if I remember right, with them, and yeah, we just kind of rocked it enough to get it going. But yep.
The
Anyway.
mail lady got stuck in my driveway like a week ago.
The mail lady, huh? Well, there's a modern term. You don't.
Well, it's the person that delivers the mail,
He,
and it was
she,
a female. Apparently,
Yeah.
I assume she identified as a female.
Okay.
But yeah, she got stuck. I had to yank her out with my Jeep, pull her up.
Nice. They should get a Jeep. Isn't the mail truck? It's AMC.
Yeah,
Are
and
those
that's
those?
no longer the Jeeps.
That's not Jeep anymore.
No.
Is that made by Jeep or Jeep made by AMC? Who?
AMC was made by
American Motor Coach. Is that what it meant?
American Motor Coach or Company.
Company. Isn't General Motors GM? Isn't C stand for Coach? Am I going to get a car thing right, and Andy get it wrong?
I didn't say it wrong. I don't know.
Company makes more sense now, but I'm pretty sure it was Coach originally.
American Motors were both wrong. Corporation.
Okay, corporation. What's GMC?
GMC.
I'm sure it's corporation now.
General Motors. Let's see. It doesn't say GMC.
I think it
doesn't
was
say.
at least one time Coach, as in like Stagecoach.
Oh,
you know?
Grabowski Motor Company.
Grabowski?
Yeah.
Well,
The roots of the GMC brand can be traced to the 1900 when the Grabowski Motor Company was established.
it's weird. I knew a Grabowski family.
Does the Big Chill cost any money?
No.
No?
They'll show up.
What's
Yeah,
the-
you could fish. If you don't know how to, you've never been ice fishing, you don't know.
You don't need to know how to
you
do
don't know how to
anything.
do
You don't need to have any equipment.
You could show up.
You
your
could
kids
just show
could
up.
Go,
you could
there's
walk
some-
there with nothing
Yeah.
and just
You
show
just
up and still be a part
like,
of it.
hey, I want to be a part of this.
1 to 4.
Kids will have fun.
Snowmobile, fishing. There's going to do a fish fry.
Fish fry. Usually Pastor Doug and Kim Kringen are out there.
Yep. I love cleaning fish.
Yeah, they're cleaning fish and frying it up. And
Do you know how to clean a fish?
no.
You know how to fillet a fish?
Yeah, you drive up to the drive-thru and order a fillet of fish.
What else we got here?
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is,
I was trying to move on.
no, there's men, there are guys, there are people, not just men, there's ladies too. There are folks from Northridge that'll be there with
Hello, folks.
ice houses and tents, and not even, if it's a nice day, they're just sitting out around a hole in the ice.
There'll be several holes.
Lots of holes.
You
Just
think,
watch
though,
where you
if they
step.
put the holes like too close to each other, it would affect
like
the
makes it perforated.
instability of
Yeah.
instability of the ice as a whole. I wouldn't want to.
You don't want to get stuck out there in the middle of the ice hole.
Okay. Yes,
Hole.
you don't want to get stuck out there.
Anyway, they will help. They will have equipment. My kids went and guys will let them fish and help.
Yeah, you just go out there and
grab
just
stuff.
let them
Yeah,
do whatever.
yeah, they're pretty good. They'll teach you. It's like a video game, man. It's not even like it's not really fishing. Jeff has that thing.
The
It tells him
monitor.
exactly where fish is. What do you pull a fish up?
Does
in
he have the live feed?
8 seconds or something? Was it?
I don't know.
Doesn't he call you every?
Well, he's
Year.
gotten me into fish before where it's like, but this is when not on ice fishing. I prefer to be on a lake during the summer.
Yeah.
But we went crappie fishing one day, and it's literally like a jig, no minnow, just a jig, and a tube, and it's like you cast and we'll count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you got a fish. But yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's
Jeff
nuts.
Ekstrand he's a pro.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, here we go. Kids meant VBS is already.
Forgot
We're
the
talking about VBS, man.
party. The Super Bowl
Yeah, I
party?
did. I scrolled down.
Does that picture look weird?
Yeah, it looks
looks
like an
squished.
elongated. That looks like a fennel seed.
I don't know what a fennel seed is.
I was trying to describe a fennel seed to Andy last night.
I
It's
didn't
kinda
see
like
any
a spaghetti
fennel
football.
seeds.
Fennel is is one of the greens too. It was the green. I was thinking seeds because I use fennel seeds in cooking. You use it in like sausage or something like
So
that.
it must have been those like
that's it.
onion-looking
Yeah,
strips.
probably the white
Okay.
part there. Yeah,
It tasted literally like nothing.
yeah.
It tasted more like
On the strong
nothing.
side, it has like a licoricey. I guess that's
that
the only
anise taste, like
Yeah.
black licorice.
Yeah, yeah,
It tasted less like, even more nothing than lettuce.
yeah, yeah.
It had zero taste to it.
Maybe it's good for you.
It tasted great.
It sounds
I
fancy.
felt so
Fennel.
full after.
Because if they put lettuce, we got a lettuce salad. It's like,
Yeah, fennel.
of course, it's a salad.
Yeah, it was good though. The worst thing about it was those cubed beets.
Oh,
They were like, that cheese though. I have no idea what kind of cheese that was.
feta or blue cheese?
It was like it was almost like cream cheese, but it was because it was like in these clumps.
Yeah.
But it was super creamy, and every time, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Google it. Look it up. Look up the menu. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten today. Hey, we got a Super Bowl party. I'm going to call it a Super Bowl party.
Well, apparently, we can do that.
Sue me. Tell me to cease and desist, NFL.
it.
Roger Goodell calling you
it.
out. Okay, we have a big game day party. The youth has an annual Super Bowl game day party. We could call it game day party, big game party, whatever. We all know what game we're talking
It's
about.
goat cheese,
Was it goat cheese?
and it says
Nice.
shaved fennel, so that
Yeah.
that makes sense. Orange,
February 12th. Andy, what are you doing February 12th at 5 p.m.?
probably going to be watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I still can't get over that the Super Bowl is like an evening thing here because growing up in the West Coast,
It's like an
3
afternoon.
o'clock, it's like that's afternoon. And so halftime
Yeah,
is
but
like dinner time.
depending
It's
on
like-
where they were playing the Super Bowl, you'd have to like adjust your brain to think, like, yeah, it's 3:00 here, but it's 6:00. Like if the Super Bowl was like in New York or something.
Yeah, but
or
we're
New
used to that
England.
because often it'd be, daylight like this, afternoon out, and we're watching like an East Coast afternoon Sunday game, like the second slate of games, and it'd start getting dark.
Right.
That
That's like
was just normal for us.
it's like the other day watching the game out in San Francisco. It's like sunny and it's dark here.
nighttime here. Yeah, yeah. See, same thing but different. But anyway, big game party. It's always fun. There's like 2 kids that actually care about the game. The rest are just wandering around, eating snacks, causing trouble.
Yep, they're there just to hang out, party,
There's a lot of fun. They got
having a good time.
video games, having a good time.
Having a good time.
Is there a video game set up?
I'm sure there will be.
Are we going to do something with that other TV?
I'm sure we will.
I forgot about that, but maybe we could get that going. We'll get I'm sure they'll have the Switch or something set up. They'll get
Right.
stuff happening. There's always tons of snacks, good food. I hope Kim Kringen
We
brings
should
those
have,
meatballs that he makes.
We should have a setup for Madden and do like a 5-minute game where the quarters are only like a minute or 2 long, and then you have to pick either the Eagles or the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And we'll do like a little round robin tournament.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or get Tecmo Bowl, and you cannot pick the Raiders.
Right.
You can't beat Bo Jackson.
Or the 49ers with Jerry Rice and
Yeah.
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
We just drop back 50 yards and then
And
bomb
then
it.
just throw a bomb.
Yeah.
Or the Giants, if you had Lawrence Taylor and you could block all the field goal attempts. Yeah. What a crazy game. There was only 4 plays, 2 run, 2 pass.
Yeah.
It's like, and if you guess it on defense, you blitz and it's like a guaranteed sack.
Yep.
You got a 25% chance of losing 10 yards on a play. Or a 75%
But you had a
chance
75%
of making a
chance of
touchdown.
bombing at 80 yards.
And then you just have to zigzag the whole way, and the
Yeah.
guys can't tackle you. Oh, what a great game! Anyway, that's the 12th Super Bowl Sunday, 5 to 10.
You don't need
Is
to
that
RSVP.
middle school too? All youth? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all youth.
it's everybody.
Okay. Don't RSVP. Just show up.
I don't think we're going to do it anymore, but there was a chance that we were going to live stream during the Super Bowl like this.
I
live
think
stream.
we should check in.
Well,
we can't show the game.
our young correspondent, he's
Yeah.
having friends over. So
Bring the friends over here,
he-
Brennan.
It's the Christensen. It's actually
Yeah, bring
from
them on
Imagine.
over.
Yeah, but he's all cantankerous about nobody watches the game. So anyway,
That's right. That's why I stopped as a youth pastor. That's why I
we
did.
stopped doing Super Bowl
Yeah,
parties.
We did. I did it one time. I was like, "This is awful,"
Yeah,
because I want to watch the game.
yeah.
And I can't because I got 7th graders roaming all over the place.
So I think we're just not going to live stream during the game.
Yeah, all right.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine just hanging out at home, eating some good
Who's
food.
doing the
watching
halftime show
game.
this year?
Rihanna, I think it is.
I just remember last year because we don't. If you're concerned, we turn it off during halftime because sometimes the halftime shows get a little dicey.
They have Oscar Uchman is going to do
That's
some
right.
magic during the
Yes.
halftime show.
Yes, we have our own halftime show. But I'm not going to lie, I did sneak down to the side of the building last year, and on my phone I watched the halftime show. Because it was do you remember what last year was?
Oh, it was the guy. It
Dr.
was the
Dre
'90s rap
and
stuff.
Snoop. It was all
Yep.
like the '90s rap guys.
Yeah, it was
like
it
I
was-
just wanted to see that. Fat 50 Cent hanging upside down.
Yeah, Rihanna,
Yeah, I'll skip that one.
50 Cent.
He's on there again. 50?
No,
Oh,
Rihanna. I was saying 50 Cent. Weren't they calling him like
he was fat.
$50 or
Yeah,
something like that?
Yeah, he was.
No, they were calling him like $1. I don't remember because he was pretty fat.
Yeah.
And then
Who am
people
I to
got
judge?
mad because they thought they were fat shaming him instead of. It's like it's just trying to be
He was
funny.
probably fine with it.
Yeah, he just probably find
He
people
monetized
talking.
it somehow. That guy.
He was fine.
Super
People
wealthy.
just talking about him again.
Yeah, he's super wealthy. He's got a ton of. He's got money in. Is it vitamin water? Is he the vitamin water guy? He's one of those drinks. He was like early on investor, and he's like made a ton of money. That and just production and stuff. Or is it T.I.? Is it T.I.? It's one of those rappers from that time.
Vitamin Water. 50 Cent got a 10% stake in his Formula
Yeah.
50 brand. Yeah, that's the stuff that I drink. I drink white vitamin water 0, the squeezed, and
Yeah.
I mix it with the carbonated ice drink.
You
fruit
had no
punch.
idea that you were supporting an outdated rapper.
I had no idea.
There you go.
I'm here for it though.
Goes to show you, Mr. Schultz, that this rap, especially the gangsta rap or the guys that come off as their persona as like some kind of thug or criminal.
Oh, it's all show.
It's a persona.
Right.
It's a character.
Except for
And,
Snoop, I think he's probably exactly what he is.
Early on, he was like, he had that persona, the gangsta rap. He came up with Dr. Dre and those guys. Like he was, murder was the case that they gave me. That was he was on trial for murder.
Oh, that's right.
Now he's just known as like
That's what I mean. I don't think it was just a persona
heavily-
for him. I think it was.
That probably was his like life, and then he smartly like pivoted at some point and became, now he's just like the weed smoking, fun loving, funny
Puppy.
Yeah,
It's more like a puppy.
yeah.
Anyway, what else we got?
I don't
We got
know.
a few
a
more
lot of
things.
stuff. News and events page, kids ministry. Oh yeah, child care night coming up. That's great if you're a parent and you have kids. $5 per child. You could drop them off here Saturday. What was that? The 11th, from 5 to 8.
It's really inconspicuous where it is. They should have the
it's just kind of blended in there.
Yeah.
I almost missed it.
February
But that's-
11th. What is that? A Friday night?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday night.
Mhm. Yeah, it's the same as the. What else? There was something else on the 11th.
Men's breakfast.
Yeah, I was thinking there was something else, but yeah. Oh, I know what it is. It's something Jordan and I have that night. So
All right. Nothing to
Anyway,
do with
not
news and events at church.
Um,
You going to
but yeah.
you going to the theater that night?
no, it's
Theater
something for
date?
at her school.
Oh.
Heritage. It's a
A banquet?
kind of banquet thing. Yeah,
Is that yeah?
fundraising gala or something.
Gala.
Gala or gala,
Gala.
lame. Whatever.
Especially
No,
if you
fun.
can't really contribute
No,
to
she
the
has some
fundraising.
fun coworkers that are anyway.
Holy crap! Save the date for VBS
Yeah, that's what I'm
already.
saying. VBS already, man. The people are asking, when's the dates for VBS?
Looks
'Cause
like
we're
they've
planning
taken a
vacation.
little step back. This is group VBS, right? That's doing the Stellar thing.
Is it?
Doesn't it look like a little bit 90s though?
It does.
It looks like
A little less
90s
less stellar than I would have.
90s
imagined.
church, like what's that art from like Microsoft? The clip art
Yeah,
kind of looks like.
it does. Do better, group. I don't know.
I could make something better
That's
than that.
Well, do it. But that's June 19th to the 23rd. Yes, we're talking about events in June. Just feel the warmth. Feel the
Experience the
sunshine.
warmth.
So VBS is always
It's
a lot
like
of fun. but
sneaky.
that's
It's like
the-
deceiving out today because you can look outside, and the sun's bright. It looks warm. And then you walk outside, and it just
what
murders
temp-
you.
I don't know what the temp is right now. It's
I'm
warmer.
gonna guess like 8 degrees.
It's 5.
5.
Yeah.
Ick.
It's warmer than it will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, high of 4, which we've had this.
I thought it was
what-
supposed to get up to like 11 today.
Not well. The last week and a half has been pretty cold, but we've had a fairly mild winter. We've had a ton of snow, but fairly mild winter.
You have a lot of snow this year,
Yeah.
breaking records, right?
So we got lots of stuff happening. News and events page. Go there. That's all your info. Or the homepage on the app has like the more real up to date events or things that are happening closely. Or you could hit the tab. I think it just says calendar, or does it say events? I got to remember. I should probably.
It's been a while actually since I've really looked at the Church Center app.
No, I'm on here. I just can't think of what it says. If you scroll down past some of the events there, and then there's calendar of events, and then it takes you to a listing of things coming up. But the news and events page on the website has links and things where you can register, sign up if that's necessary. You could also do that through the app, the Church Center app.
Now
So,
the Church Center app is pretty killer for everything.
yeah, it's got
Yeah.
everything there. So
And you can sign up, you can pay right on the app,
yep,
and then it accumulates all of your specific events and puts that on like your homepage
Makes
so
it tailored
you
to
only
you.
see
Yeah.
what you're involved with.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the news.
That's the news. That's it. That's
Any-
all. It's
any
2
other
o'clock, man.
Parting shots, Greg?
Parting shots?
Parting
No,
shots? You got anything to say?
Not today.
All right. If you have any questions, let us know. Email Greg at greggt@nrf.life.
That's
or
Greg
office,
GT.
Greg GT. Or office at nrf.life.
Or Andy.
Or just stop in or give us a call. Let us know. We got this
Andy
weekend. We're
S.
continuing our Mission Driven Acts series. This series is going to go all the way up right before Holy Week. So we got about a month and or so, a couple weeks after or left of this series, and we're going to switch it up for Holy Week, and then after Holy Week, we're going to tear into something new too, which is really cool, exciting to think about. We're getting closer to Easter, and Brax is going to be preaching this weekend. Got a
Sweet.
awesome team. New song. We got a new song this weekend. It's called My One, My All by Jesus Culture. So if you're interested in checking that out before we get to, maybe I'll post something on Facebook on our Northridge Life group about a new song this weekend called My One, My All by Jesus Culture. So I hope I don't screw it up. So yeah, should be good.
All right.
Yeah, let us know if you got any questions or want to chat. Say goodbye, Greg.
Goodbye, Greg.
Goodbye, Greg. Good night, Ned. Remember that?
Good night, Dad.
Yeah, you remember that song?
Good night, Dad.